Michael, we've done almost a dozen different videos and webinars, and we have this mini series that's going on COVID. And most importantly, we get a lot of questions of how do I protect myself before COVID gets in. Now we have to assume sometimes, unfortunately, COVID will get into the facility. And so we're going to address issues that in this mini series called COVID Questions from Our Clients. And today, Michael, I have a question back to you. And that question is, it's actually New York based, and I know you're licensed there, so I'm hoping you can help us out here. But in New York, if a new COVID whistleblower law that just came out, and it's rocked the world in New York, and there's a lot of questions on it. But let me just ask the question that we get on this particular New York whistleblower law: can my employee at a medical practice file a whistleblower complaint with the state if my patient does not wear a mask?
Well, first of all, thank you for letting me speak this time in this mini-series. I feel honored, even though it must be my New York license that gave me permission not to be the question asker and the answerer this time. I'll try my best. So here's a little context, because Brad, as you know, I like context. The law that's been getting a little bit of buzz is an amendment to an existing whistleblower law that Governor Cuomo signed in to law, and it deals with the kind of workplace safety that would capture the idea of not, creating a safe environment for COVID-related reasons. So, in theory, or what they expect will happen is if you have the nurses in a hospital setting that are uncomfortable with the protocols being followed, then that could put in play this new whistleblower law. It's actually not a new law. It's an amendment to an old law. And to answer your question, it does not apply to medical practices. This is really focused on the hospital setting and some extensions like that around the hospital setting. It does not apply to medical practices. And so I've been able to have some happy New York clients who have called asking about their medical practice and whether this whistleblower law that's been in the news applies to them.
So it was a trick question. You did get it right. So thank you for answering the question today. And so as you can see, there's a lot to unpack when it comes to COVID. There's so many different laws and regulations, but we're trying to answer each question as they come in. Hopefully throughout this mini series, we'll be answering a lot of your questions. But of course, if you have any other questions, just reach out to us. So thanks again for joining us today.